I'd like to commend Chairman Murkowski and Ranking Member Cantwell for considering a series of bills here today dealing with the Antiquities Act. Director Cornsey, many Montanans will be concerned about any national monument unilaterally created by the Obama administration in my home state without input from local community and our state. Before my time here in Congress, President Obama and the Department of Interior proposed designating the Northern Prairies, which is land across Montana's, we call our High Line, as a national monument. This would have been a unilateral decision, done without congressional approval, and most importantly, done without including our farmers, our ranchers, our county commissioners, our local sportsmen, the Montanans who are most affected by this decision as part of that process. Any bill which has a potential to impact land management must be locally driven and not just spearheaded here in Washington. I can tell you that's how we do business in Montana, and that's how we bring people together versus polarizing them. Director Cornsey, what is the administration's process for getting local land users and local governments on board with Antiquities Act designations?
Well, the administration, listens to communities. We listen to many stakeholders. All Americans own our public lands. It's one of the great virtues of this country. And so, we take feedback from people all the time on all sorts of different ideas. And so we take that outreach, we visit with people, we go to the ground. We've been to many places around the country where people have asked us to visit, to hear firsthand and to see resources firsthand.
So regarding that input, is it a statutory authority to get the input from local governments and landowners?
Statutory authority. I'm not sure the president has the power to use the Antiquities Act. It is his alone.
He is, but is there any statutory authority that would say, we probably ought to have the county commissioners, local sportsman groups, conservation groups be a part of that process?
I'm not aware of a structure similar to that.
And so my point here, if the administration is already consulting with local governments and states, would you support legislation to require state or government approval?
So I'm not in a position to suggest any limitations on the president's powers.
Well, you are representing the Department of Interior here today, and the Park Service is charged with managing most national monuments. Why wouldn't you want to see the local governments and local groups there be a part of that approval process, particularly the state and local government?
Yeah, so I think we have had very successful engagement with communities, and I think things have been done well with some of the monuments that have been created during this administration. And you have seen a commitment from Secretary Jewell, from Secretary Vilsack, to have real public engagement.
Yeah,
so,
I would just respectfully disagree. We'd be happy to bring you back to Montana here. You might hear a little different view of your assessment that's being done well, and opportunities to improve that process.
So is there a designation in Montana that you're talking about?
This goes back to the that High Line designation that I referred to that stirred up a lot of concern and consternation.
So I've not heard of that one before.
Okay, I'd be happy to chat more with you about that, but I know I'm out of time. But this is just a concern, and I will just say, Alex Diekman was one who brought people together.
Yeah.
And as we say in Montana, we're a blend of Merle Haggard and John Denver. And we'd like to bring those two melodies
together. Did they really say
here
that?
To bring that to, we come back and I'll show you that.
That would be great.
Montana. But anyway, I'm out of time, and thanks for your time here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Daines.